What's good? Ken Brisbon in the building, and I got the gospel for you. So when you come through the chat, say what's up. What's up with your boy, so I can recognize you on this good hump day, middle of the week. You're doing great. You're doing fine. Remember, you are loved. All right. So if ain't nobody tell you they love you today, I'm gonna tell you I love you. All right. So I got some good bars for you today. I got bars. I'm bringing bars today. And today is the rise and fall of people, nations, and races. The rise and fall of people, races, and nations. And I'm going to try to shift your mind and give you a different perspective of why people fall. Races, people, nations, whole entire nations. Why do entire nations fall? That's what I'll be talking about. The rise and fall of people, nations, and races. All right. So what's up with y'all? So I'm a little blind. So I see Yarborough Foster. I see Adrian. What it do? I see Miss T. What's happening? What's good, David? What's going on with y'all? So, it was some notes that I was working on, and I wanted to try to come through with a different perspective, of a non-victim perspective of why people fall. Not just people, not just individuals, but races, nations. How is it that one group of people at a particular time is running shit, and then all of a sudden, just like that, the whole civilization falls, right? How is it that people look trash now, but when you dig in the archives, they have a history of greatness? How is that possible? How is it possible that somebody that was great, a group of people, a society, a culture, a civilization, a whole entire nation, how is it possible that a whole entire nation can be great, and then all of a sudden that nation falls? How is that possible? Yeah, we can talk about warfare and things like that, but it's a little deeper, because there has to be something that inspires those that go to war with you, that give them the advantage. How is it that they didn't have the jump on you before, but now they got the jump on you? How is it that they weren't smarter than you before, but now they're smarter than you? How is it that their technology wasn't greater than yours before, but now it's greater than yours? What happened? What happened from when they wasn't shit until now they're ruling you or over you? And then you can look at your own life and be like, damn, I never looked at it like that. Because how you yourself, how were you once doing dope shit, but now you're here? And how come if you haven't done that yet, but you're right here, you haven't elevated? How is that possible? So that's what I'm going to talk about. And this is the rise of people, races, and nations. The rise and fall, because it is a rise and fall. So before I get into that, what it do? Say where you from, and so I can shout you out and show you some love. Make sure you drop your business links too. Make sure you network. Don't just use this time to be watching me. I am not entertainment. I come through with bars and game, but I am not entertainment. So make sure you network with each other. If you got a business, drop your links, and I'll get started after that. But make sure you network, touch your neighbor, and say what up. We all family. We are all family. Kunta, what's up, bro? Thank you for the support, my guy. I see you, definitely. You know what I mean? I see the regulars, you know what I mean? So I appreciate you. But this is going to be some fire. So if you can stay. If you got to come back, put me on saved. Watch this for you with the babies. I just recently realized that I was at an event, and a young lady, her name was Vanessa. I've never seen her before. She ran up on me and was like, oh, shit. She called me Ken Billions. I was like, oh, okay, for sure. She called me Ken Billions, and she was like, man, me and my daughter watch you. I was like, yo, daughter? And she was like, yeah, you cuss sometimes, and I got to get her out the room and stuff. But, yeah, we be watching. And I was like, damn, my page is set for 18 and up. So I didn't know babies was watching me. Someone else told me this too. Someone's opinion that I value told me she watches me with her babies. And I'm like, okay, damn. Well, I got to change my language a little bit, right? So that's what I'm working on. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try to stay away from the F-bombs and all that. But so nobody gonna drop their businesses or nothing, then I'm gonna go in. You ain't got this. So, boom. The rise and fall of nations, people, and races. How did the so-called black race fall? And how did the European clans and tribes, how are they on top? And they are on top. That is not a lie. They are on top. But they didn't used to be, though. So how is that possible? How is it a role reversal? According to the black conscious community, these group of people was in the cave in Europe, in the Caucasus, on all fours. This is what they told me. So how is it that a group of people that was once in the caves on all fours are at the top of society in every sector in life, from business to agriculture to science to mathematics, you name it? How's that possible? How is that possible? How can a group of people that was knuckle dragging, according to what people tell me, how are they now on top? Okay. And how did one group of people that was supposedly building pyramids, this is what people tell me, how did one group of people that were building pyramids, how come they're not building those pyramids no more, right? And it should be very hard to put a people that know how to match structures with Sirius A and Sirius B, right? The Dogon can look all the way into the heavens, right? So how do these people that deal with advanced technology all of a sudden become junkies and fiends? How is that possible? So we're gonna get into that, all right? So first we're gonna, I need my wand. So we're gonna get into color first, all right? What's color? Color is very important, and we need to study color. There's a thing in law called color of law, but we want to study color because color is very dangerous if we don't know how to use it, right? Color, if we don't examine color, it is a handicap. So in our day-to-day language, we use color, and us using color actually puts us in a position where we can't move, because color hides. The etymology of color, some bullet points from the word is covering, to hide, and to conceal. So if I color something, what I'm doing is I'm hiding it, right? So you see that the majority of my shirt is white, but there's black dots on it. Those black dots are hiding the white. Okay, so if this was an all black shirt and then it was white dots on there, those white dots would be hiding the black. Okay, color hides. Okay, color hides. So let's get that clear. So if you are a people of color, that means you're hidden. Okay, understand that. That is not a term of endearment. People of color. So you got to know language. Language is super important. And if you got a pen, you definitely want to write down color of law. And what does that mean? And how does color of law affect you? So you'll know why that I'm using the term. All right? So color is not your friend. Okay? So when we say people of color, what we're doing, what we're saying is that we are people that are being concealed. We're hiding. Okay? So there's no way you can do anything substantial and great and consider yourself a person of color. Because the main topic that I'm talking about is going to be spirit. Spirit cannot move with a person of color because color is to hide and conceal. You'll see where I'm going with this, right? So I started with color, then I'm going to go into human. What's a human? Hue is color, right? So human is basically an earthling, belonging to the earth, based on the etymology. It said a couple other things, but I wanted to make my point with what some other things that it said. An earthling, belonging to the earth, right? That's what a human is. So a human is basically a colorful man, right? Color is hiding man. What is man? Man is the spirit, okay? Man is not physical. Right? So when people like, be a man, Well, man is not physical. If you're a Bible reader, it says, let us make man in our image after our likeness. So what that thing that we're saying is speaking is not physical, spirit. So man's original state is spirit. Let us make man in our image after our likeness. That is a spiritual reality. So human is colorful man. It never says let us make human. Okay? It's let us make man. Human is something later. Human is a political status. Human is an earthling. So we talked about color, right? Which is to conceal. And then we say human, right? Earthling, belonging to the earth. So what about us represents the earth? Our skin, our flesh. When we die, what happens? We go back to the earth, right? So color, human. Now we're going to go to spirit. Now everything I'm saying is related to why nations, people, and races fall, okay? Races fall when they begin to become colored. When they become colored, it's because spirit has left them. Now watch where we go. So what is spirit? All right. So you got color, you got human, but it ain't shit without spirit though, right? Without spirit, it doesn't move because spirit is animating. Okay. Spirit is the breath of the creator. The electricity that flows through the earth. That's spirit. Spirit is inspiration. Spirit is a supernatural, immaterial creature. This right here, that's spirit. That right there is spirit. When you die, if you notice a dead body decaying, something is leaving the body. Right? Something is leaving the body. What's leaving the body? How come I can be like this? Then you put a bullet in my head. I'm done. What happened? What left the body? Right? Spirit. Spirit has left the body. Okay. So we got color. We got human. Right? When you're a human, when you're a colorful person, what is the color hiding? The color is hiding your original nature, which is spirit. Okay, color, right? So color is not just red, black, and green. Color is also Democrat, Republican. Color is also your affiliations on this earth plane. The more things we say we are, the more we hide our original state. All right. So if we go into the bush and we encounter tribes that don't have a lot of outside of human contact, if I say I'm a Democrat, they're going to look at me crazy. If I say I'm a Republican, they're going to look at me crazy. If I say I'm a Vice Lord or a GD or a Latin King, they're going to look at me crazy. Hell, if I say I'm from New York or Arizona, they're more they're closer to spirit than me. All right. So when you're a human, you are a colorful man. Remember, man is the right? Even animals are man. Man is the spirit. Man is trees, man is water, man is animals, man is the breath of life that's moving through this planet. The electricity, the spark, that's man. Okay? Now when man enters earthlings, which is the flesh, animals, trees, it animates. You see trees grow. What is it that is making the trees grow? There's something inside of it. Trees have spirit. Okay, now there's degrees of spirit, but trees have spirit. Dogs, cats, they all have spirit. They all have the breath of life running through them. Okay, now I set you up for the alley-oop. Okay, spirit is not of this earth. The reason there is life on earth is because spirit exists. There can be no life without spirit. Okay? So if there's planets out there and there's dead planets, there's no water, there's no things moving, right? Why is it no things moving? Because there's no spirit. If there's water, there's spirit. Spirit is the flow, right? The ocean has spirit. Matter of fact, some people have done experiments where you take water like this You take two of these, right? And you can label them differently, or you could talk to them differently, and the water will crystallize different. Water is alive, right? Some people that are connected to their water source talk to their oceans. They say Native Americans used to rain dance. Okay, water is alive. Water has spirit. It flows. The moment water doesn't flow anymore, it becomes a what? A wasteland. It becomes a swampland. Okay, so understand, spirit is not of earth. This is from the earth. The Wi-Fi stopped tripping on me. Okay, there we go. Okay, spirit is not of this earth. Understand that. This right here, when you came out the womb, you didn't get this from the planet, right? Spirit is activating the planet. Without no spirit, there is no life on the planet. It is dry, right? You ever see get out the shower and the inside of your hand be ashy as hell? That's how the planet look without no spirit, right? It's a little joke, right? As long as spirit is on the planet, there is life, right? Okay. So as long as spirit is in you, you have what? Potential. Potential. You know how people be like, yo, I see potential in you, blah, blah, blah. What is potential though? Potential, it just simply means that which is possible. Potential is the possibility, right? That's what potential is. A seed has potential in it. A seed has possibility in it, right? That's what potential is. As long as spirit is there, then there is possibility. It will grow. It will change. It will morph. It will go through a metamorphosis. It will, by the time it finishes, it will not be in the same state that it was. That's what spirit is. How a woman has an egg in her body and she connects with a guy, and then 9 months later, there's a fully developed species, right? With potential. This thing could grow to 7 foot. This thing could be an acrobat. This thing could be a pilot. But 9 months prior, you could have took the cell out and put it into a petri dish, right? Who would have knew that little cell in that petri dish has potential in it? All it needs is the right environment to grow. That is the nature of spirit. Spirit is potential. What is spirit? That which is possible. All things are possible as long as it has spirit. Okay. The topic of this is why races, nations, and people fall. That's the topic. So just keep your mind on spirit, right? So when you talk about your ancestors, you talk about the past, and you're asking, how did this happen? And how did that happen? I want to give you another point of reference to add to your imagination on why this happened and why that happened, right? Okay, but listen, when a single individual or a group or a nation reaches what is possible, the spirit in them leaves and they fall, okay? Spirit must represent itself elsewhere in the individual or group or nation that has the highest potential, okay? That explains the rise and fall of nations. Now, when we talk about Africa, when we talk about Egypt, when we talk about ancient cultures, the reason why they fell, they could not go anywhere else. They reach their maximum potential. If you're building pyramids and you have irrigation, okay, for thousands of years, you have irrigation, you have math, you have chemistry, you have alchemy, right? You have high levels of spirituality. They say the Library of Alexandria had countless books. You have reached the highest levels of potential. Spirit can't go anywhere else, so it's going to leave you. Now understand, spirit does not care about right or wrong. That is our concepts. Spirit is always going to obey the law of possibility. Okay? So, when you look at nations, and we could go into some of them, right? We could go into some of the greatest nations that the world has ever seen in modern history, and they all fell, right? They all reached the ceiling and they fell. And lesser nations rose. And lesser nations dominated nations that were strong before. Why? Spirit left them and went to them. That's the game. Spirit don't give a damn about ego. Spirit is only concerned with the law of possibility. So it's going to jump into any form or any people that gives it the highest probability to express itself. Spirit must express itself. So when you're looking at Babylon, Mesopotamia, Africa, Native Americans, people in the Yucatan, people in South America, they had pyramids, they had culture for thousands and thousands of years. There was nowhere else for spirit to go. That's why these people fell. And that's why lesser people all of a sudden, boom, have a technology jump. All of a sudden, boom, these people started creating new weapons. All of a sudden, boom, these people get strength that they did not have before. Why? Spirit wasn't with them before. Okay? So, when we talk about the so-called white man, the white man is on top because the rest of the world reached its highest potential. While the rest of the world was enjoying fruits and a high quality of life, the so-called white man was going through what? Bubonic plagues. The so-called white man was going through what? Ice ages. The so-called white man was going through what? Turmoil. While Africa was eating shit off trees, while Native Americans enjoyed a high quality of life, while people around the planet was at the top, there was a certain group of people that was at the bottom. How long do you expect it to stay like that? Nature is fair in its dealings, whether you like it or not. You're just on the wrong side of history. But if you was alive 7,000 years ago, your life would look a little different. You would be born into an environment where spirit is at its highest levels. But again, spirit must express itself. And if you are the bar, there's nowhere else for spirit to go. It is going to pick a new earthling. That can be animal life, that can be mineral life, that can be bacteria, that can be people. It's not about your feelings, right? If spirit can't expand and grow anymore, it will leave. Let's talk about a few nations, right? Let's talk about some African nations that was at the apex and they fell. Kingdom of Kush, Kingdom of Kerma, the Microbia, the Ascamite Empire, of course the Egyptians. What about India? The Indus Valley civilization, the Nanda Empire, the Mayura Empire, the Shango Empire, the Chola Empire. What about China? The Shang Kingdom, the Shao Kingdom, the Qin Empire, the Han Empire, the Jin Empire. What about pre-Columbian America? Maya, Inca, Aztec, Olmec, Toltec, Moche. All these civilizations had science, math, trade, their own forms of government, and they reached their highest potential of creativity. When a culture, a people, a person reaches their highest potential, they must fall. And when you fall, that is the opportunity for spirit to come back to you so you can create again. These is bars. I need you to feel what I'm saying real quick. So, for European culture, a lot of violence, a lot of sex, a lot of warfare, a lot of art, a lot of religion, a lot of math. But all those are human potential. And spirit does not care about the dealings of human beings. It only cares about expressing itself. So you may feel like that's wrong. Spirit does not care about that. The spirit, does not go by right and wrong. It only focuses on its own expression. It's only concerned with the law of potential. Now, for Europeans to rise up out the situation they were in, they had to express it through themselves through lies, manipulation, warfare, right? Spirit don't care. So this is how the British Empire was the greatest war machine the world had ever seen. Spirit activated them. I know it's at your ancestors' expense, but when your ancestors was the shit, the Europeans weren't. And when your ancestors reached a point of the highest potential, Spirit is like, yo, I'm about to go fuck with them. Now it's their turn. And that's how the game is, right? Spirit does not care about right or wrong. Spirit is always focused on the law of potential. Okay? So when you see a Michael Jackson die, let's be real here. Michael Jackson was not going to duplicate the Thriller album. He reached his highest level of potential. He got to go. Whitney Houston was not going to duplicate when she sung at the Super Bowl or the Bodyguard soundtrack. She reached her highest potential. Spirit was activated in these people, and they reached the highest level of their creativity. Now you must go. Anything that reaches its highest potential in creativity, it dies. It's supposed to. When we look in the cosmos and stars die out, well, damn, how long do you expect it to burn? Nothing lasts forever. Spirit is about growth, and you get to a point where you cannot expand no more. Spirit is like, yo, it jumps out of you, right? Now, let's talk about you for a second. Of course, spirit is inside of you, clearly, because you're alive, right? Because you might be saying, well, I got spirit, why ain't I doing anything? Well, we'll get to that. Spirit is so powerful that even being activated at the bare minimums is going to keep you alive. So it's levels of spirit. So you might be doing nothing with your life. And you're only alive because spirit, but that's how strong spirit is, that at the bare minimum, your ass is alive, right? People can still be alive, but you're just dealing with the bare minimum of spirit. You're dealing with the least amount of charge. You know how when you, if you got a bad battery and you get a jump on your car, you'll be able to ride for a minute, but you can't turn that car off or else it's going to shut down, right? So you're using the bare minimum of spirit, right? There's so much creativity a lot of people are leaving on the table. Being alive isn't enough. If you don't grow, you will die. If you don't move, you will die. That's the thing about spirit. You don't have a long time to not be shit. The earth will take you out of here. So sometimes we'll even see our loved ones. Oh my God, that man is gone too soon. No, they reached their creative max. Life doesn't make mistakes. Spirit doesn't make mistakes. All things are in proper order, even chaos. So if you have a loved one, a boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, they're dead because spirit said so, right? They have reached their highest level of possibility. Let's go back. What is potential? Potential is that which is possible. Okay? My mama died April 8th this year. She could not go no more. She was done. She maxed out. Even being at the bottom of the barrel, like being poor has a limit. Like, it's like, you know what? Being subpar has a limit. There's levels. There is an extinction level event when it comes to being not shit. Like, even being not shit has a limit. See, the thing about spirit is spirit will let you be whatever you want to be, as long as you be something, right? You don't have to be a good person or have to be a bad person. Spirit don't care what you do, as long as you are reaching your full potential in whatever you are in, right? Spirit was in Jeffrey Dahmer. Don't get it twisted. Spirit was in Saddam Hussein. Spirit was in the slave master. All of that. Spirit was in the drunk driver that killed your child. Spirit was in them. Spirit don't give a damn what a person chooses to do. spirit must express itself through the highest potential of the person. So if Jeffrey Dahmer's highest potential, we might think is weird, but if his highest potential is that, then that's what it is. And when he can't do it no more, spirit leaves. Okay? It's your highest level of creativity. This is how nations rise and fall. So America, we have had an industrial age. I mean, we have been at the apex of manufacturing and production. We've actually reached a critical limit where we cannot go any further. This is why now it's time for artificial intelligence. Because in America, we've got to experience something that other cultures didn't experience. There was really no ceiling on what you could create. So if a person had an ideal, they can be anything they want. Understand, it's not like that in Japan. It's not like that in China. It wasn't like that in Great Britain. It wasn't like that in Africa. You could not just have an ideal and be the ideal. You couldn't just say, I want to be that and that happened. You had a ceiling. You were what your culture said you was. But America, as shitty as it may seem, offered the most possibility in terms of human potential, and we have took it as far as we can, even to the point where now it's representing itself in perversion. So now what's the next phase in what? Potential. Transhumanism, cybernetic organisms, nanotechnology. You feel me? That's how the game goes. So this is why you see the Sophia AI. This is why it's all about automation, because we cannot go any further in this meat suit. We have took it to the maximum, right? So if your ass is getting locked up right now, if your ass is having bad luck, if you're not achieving what you want to achieve, that's because spirit is leaving your body. Because there's no potential left. Remember, spirit don't care about you. It cares about the vehicle of the body. This. You think this cares about you? Let someone punch you in the stomach. You'll be fighting for it. It's not going to come to you. You'll be chasing it. Have you ever got something caught in your throat? Does the air find you, or you got to find it? No, if somebody jab you in the stomach, you'll be begging for oxygen. You'll be begging for air. You'll be trying to breathe because you understand that air doesn't belong to you. You know what I'm saying? Cam says, what if your situation changed? Give me an example. It doesn't matter about the situation. It matters about the highest human potential that you could produce. What is potential? That which is possible. So you can be a painter, you can be a master piano, a saxophone. It does not matter. It does not matter as long as you're reaching what is possible based on your human design. If you're not reaching the possibility of you, then you are done. What we call natural selection. See, on a regular human level, the human potential is children, right? So this is why when you have a child, based on natural selection, it increases your probability of death, because that's just basic reproduction. Reproduction has nothing to do with the spirit, though. You know what I'm saying? That's just sex. The spirit is creativity. That's something different. Okay? So, and they influence you to be more than what you are. They didn't influence you. You already had it. It's the same way as a plant. Sunlight and water. The plant is already has the potential in it. You know what I'm saying? But someone that said something to you that sparked you, what did they spark you with? See? Spirit. The breath. Right? You got inspired. Right? The words that they used is not of this earth. It's breath. So only thing it did was touch your seed. It's already in you already. right? So they said you can do it, or you can motivate you, or they spark something in you. What exactly did they do? They said something. They used words. They used spirit to do what? Be like water or sunlight to you. It's basically like that information that they gave you acted as photosynthesis, like the same way a plant works. And that's all it was language photosynthesis, if you can imagine that. Just try to visualize that. So you may have been down on your luck and a person said something to you and that activated you, but it's already in you. It's inspiration. Now, when you are not inspired, this is you are expiring. Breath is just leaving the body. That's what death is, to expire. When you look at a fruit, when you look at vegetation and you leave it out, what is it doing? It is expiring. The life is leaving. Why? Because it's reached its potential, right? Spirit represents itself in all things on the planet. Plant life, mineral kingdom, humans. This is just human right here. This what makes me human. The color, right? So that meat suit. I hide the spirit, right? But when I die, the spirit is not. It's not controlled anymore, right? So this is why your ancestors fell. They couldn't go any further. You can't. All men reach and all men fall. You will fall, right? Some people fall from this distance. Some people fall from a greater distance. It matters what you did, but all people fall because everything is, you reach your zenith and there's nowhere else to go. Where do you go after building pyramids? You must fall. Where do you go after creating art and science and math? You must fall. And it's other groups of people's turn to take it further. But they too must fall, and they are falling. Europeans have a negative birth rate, right? Europeans have weird diseases going on. They have took it as far as they can. Galileo, Copernicus, Isaac Newton, Magellan, Cortez, Einstein, Margaret Sanger. It doesn't matter what the person does. That's potential, right? You may not like eugenics. You may think it's wrong. Spirit don't. That's her potential. Aleister Crowley. You may think, do what thou wilt is devilish. Spirit don't give a damn. That's his potential. General Patton. You know what I'm saying? Bill O'Reilly. I can go down the list of people that's great in their culture and their society is breaking apart. And here comes AI. Now you're going to see human possibility mixed with cybernetics. So now you're going to see what can we do with a chip in our brain. Michio Kaku talks about MindNet, meaning that the internet is in your mind. When you walk in your house, you'll be able to do everything based off stuff in your mind. Now it doesn't matter what you think about it. This is what's happening. We have reached our physical zenith. So it's either evolve, play with the gene, or die as a species. And then spirit will raise something up. Spirit is always going to do its own thing. He said Bill Cosby must have reached his potential. He did, though. What was he doing? What was he doing? What did Bill Cosby have going on? He reached his highest potential. People know him as Cliff Huxtable. He has not done anything remotely great since then. He ran the score up for those years and been eating off residuals. But really, since then, what has he meant to the culture, to the world? Nothing. That was his moment. He wasn't doing stand-up. What was he doing? He wasn't producing any shows. Not dope shit. Cosby Show, Different World. He did Ghost Dad. He had the movies. He reached his highest thing. Spirit left him. Right? And when spirit leaves you, it opens up you for attack. When you're operating fully in spirit, it's very hard for you to be attacked. It's very hard. Things just don't stick to you because you have a frequency on you. Okay? So slander and gossip and scandal, it doesn't necessarily work. It doesn't work. All great men, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, when they died, trust me, there was not going to be a better version of them anymore. That was the maximum that they went to. I promise you. I promise you. When you take a person like Malcolm X, Detroit Red, right? And you see what he went to jail for, right? And you see the life, the low quality of the life that he was living on the streets. But when he died, he was world renowned. Where else does he go from there? Martin Luther King. How does this minister, this regular Joe, all of a sudden become a global figure? Spirit. There's nowhere else to go from there. He couldn't. There would be no more great Selmas. There would be no more on great speeches. Tupac. He wasn't going to make no more great music from there. Because if he did, he would be here. Spirit said, I'm gone. Period. Spirit knows. When I can't do no more great ass lives, when I can't be creative anymore, when I can't push myself to the limit and I'm sitting idle and nothing substantial is coming out of me anymore, I'm gone. Period. I'll get hit by a car. Somebody shoot me. I'll choke on a chicken bone. Spirit is like, I'm gonna go find someone else and raise them up. It's spirit that does it. It's not. This is not my feelings talking. The day when I can't create any more things that supersede what I've created in the past, I'm done. Period. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, that was a good one, Adrian. You just threw me an alley-oop. See, that's how spirit works. Because I wasn't even thinking about that, but you threw me that and it allows me to segue into the next thing. In the movie Lucy, what was happening? She started increasing brain capacity, which allowed her to open up certain things, right? She can control her own metabolism. She can see things that nobody else can see, right? But she reached a certain point to where she couldn't even be on the planet no more, right? You know what I'm saying? Tupac was killed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you go. Whether you go in your bed or getting killed, it doesn't matter. You did your due, right? What about babies that pass? That was their potential on the planet. That was their potential, right? And and their presence could bring an awareness to the parents. It can make them come together, or it can separate them. The baby did its work, though. All things are in order. All things, right? I had a nephew that died. He was 1. I was 19. I didn't understand why this baby died. The baby did his work. The baby did his work. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. It's just like a marriage. It's just like a marriage. You guys get to a point and there's no more to go. You know what I'm saying? You said if Tupac would have got killed, he would have kept creating. He could have. Creating what though? Don't forget, Huey Newton died buying drugs. Huey Newton was better off dying, getting killed by the police in the Black Panther Party at its height. You know how he died? He died buying drugs. You feel me? You don't know what Tupac would be doing. He would be shot the fuck out. You don't know. It was better that he went then, because guess what? He's crystallized and immortalized in the minds of millions. Notice I said millions of people. What? I don't want to see an 80-year-old Michael Jackson. Man, listen, it was good that he went then. I don't want to see an 80-year-old Whitney Houston. It was good that she went when she went, right? That's spirit. Right? We want to just hang on to life. Why? No, die when you're at your fucking height. When you can't take it no further. Why would you want to continue to go and just be here just because? Right? Name me an Aretha Franklin song that you know in the last 10 years, 15 years. We're still singing R-E-S-P-E-C-T. right? See, if she would have died then, we wouldn't have been talking about, damn, Aretha ain't have no will, right? We wouldn't have had the situation at the funeral with the pastor. We wouldn't have had none of that if she died right there, if she would have died at her maximum, right? Huey Newton died buying drugs. That is not his highest level. He should have died back then. Do you understand? We want people to be around for our own selfish reasons. They reached their maximum though. Do you understand? Let me see. When Michael Jackson died, do you know his greatest time frame? For real, he stopped at, what was that, Remember the Time video. Then after that, he did, Lisa Marie Presley. He had, all I want to say is that they don't really care about us after that. But for the most part, Michael Jackson was done at the Bad album. And then it was Scandal after that. Couldn't create no more. It was done. He reached his creative max. Then it was Scandal and this and that and money issues. That wasn't what I remember from Michael. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he died in front of his huge tour. See, that's us saying that. That's us. Oh yeah, Michael, that's our own selfishness. You don't, I seen him in practice. That wasn't Michael Jackson, bro. Like, I'm 34. I'm old enough to remember him, right? I don't want a person to linger on. You know what I'm saying? What is potential? That which is possible. Michael Jackson achieved what was possible. What else is to fucking do? Right? What else is it to do? Where do you go from here? You gotta transition. You gotta move on. That's how spirit works. Spirit does the same thing with nations. You know what I'm saying? Spirit does the same thing with nations. Where can Aztec culture go? Where could the Incas go? They had all the gold. Where could Egyptian go? Egyptian gold. You built all the pyramids, all the structures. All world religions have taken pieces from Egyptian theology and metaphysics, from Judaism to Islam to Christianity. Where can Egypt go? It has to fall. You have to fall. Did the attacks of Michael Jackson mess with his spirit? No. The reason why he was able to be attacked, his spirit left. Right? Bill Cosby, Hollywood been knew about Bill, but he still had spirit. When the spirit leaves you, then you can be attacked. That's how it works. When you're not great anymore. Of course, you're great to your loved ones, but when spirit needs to leave your body, the creative, that potential needs to leave you, and then you can be attacked. But you can't be attacked when you're on your way up. You cannot be attacked when you're on your way up. You can only be attacked when you've reached your ceiling. Then you can be attacked, because you're coming back down. Coming back down. You know what I'm saying? You've reached your max. And you come down. That's how it goes. Right? Spirit is the protection. Because understand, not our human body. Spirit is only concerned with its own self. Air. Do you think this fucking air loves me? It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Yo, air don't love me. I'm fighting for it. Spirit is gonna do its own thing. I'm only the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Spirit don't love me. Spirit don't love none of us. You know what I'm saying? Man, she's just sad. Nicki Minaj, she on her way down. And I don't want to watch it. Because I know when they reach their greatness. I know what time it is when things coming down. I turn my head because I know what happens from here. She's on her way down. She's on her way. Come on, Nicki Minaj is as famous as Cher. Okay, Cher been in the game for 50 years. She has the same fame as Cher. Right? So, now, here's the thing. In the movie Final Destination, we see people can cheat death, right? You can cheat this a little bit. There's a cheat code. The cheat code is you can't get hot too quick. That's the cheat code. That's the cheat code. You have to extend this shit, right? So, for example, say you're an amazing singer. You're at the top of the charts. You stop to have a baby, or you stop to travel the world. You stop, you pause it. In the Kabbalion, we call that rhythm. You freeze the pendulum, because you being high, you have to come back down. But the Hermeticist knows how to freeze that shit, right? So you freeze it, boom. So you're on your way up and you froze it right here. You still got a long way to go, but you froze it and decided to write a book to be great in that. So now what that does is it gives you potential over here to be an author. So now what you did is you have created another lane for spirit to move through you. So now you're just not a singer. Now you're just not an actor. Now you're just not, right? Kind of like Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith is a lot of things. So he has not reached his max. Yeah, he's a great author, but he has not played. I'll give you a good example. Give me the role Jamie Foxx has been dope in since Ray. Roles is trash. His roles is trash. But see, he sings and he's a comedian. So the spirit is stretched out. Right? It's stretched out. So he can do some other things. Right? So you don't want to get hot and too quick at, like being we seen it with Macaulay Culkin or Bow Wow. You have reached your zenith and you didn't stretch spirit out in anything. So now you come down. You know what I'm saying? That's the downfall of being great at one thing. Because you burn out quick. Right? You burn out quick. So that's the way you cheat. You cheat it a little bit, where you don't get hot too quick, where you want to get hot over a long period of time. A long period of time. And then it's just some people that is great at a lot of things and they just blow up at a lot of things, and then, it's like TNT. You can't have that much greatness in you. You must come down a little bit. So, but that's how it works. So, Lil Wayne, look at his face. Look at him. Look at Lil Wayne. We just like Lil Wayne. I grew up with Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Since I've been 12, he's been in my space, right? He's on the same playing field. Lil Wayne he's not one of my favorite rappers, but I gotta be objective. He was so great that him coming down, he's kind of on the level of average people because he was so great, right? So when you're so great, you're far, the gap between you and everybody else is wide, but as you come down, it evens out. Boom. You know what I'm saying? She's at David Bowie. I don't know too much about David Bowie, but the rules apply. You know what I'm saying? The rules apply. Its potential is that which is possible. That's potential. It's spirit, right? That's the best way I can give us another spin on why things happen. We always ask why, and we take for granted this. While we're saying why, we take for granted this. It's this. This is why. This is inspiration. This is expiration. You are expiring. You're expiring. It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. Yo, there's housewives, right, that can pick lint off the floor with their fingertips, that meticulous, right? That's a skill, right? There are some women that were so clean, was so phenomenal about cleaning a house, and in her later years, you'll be like, man, grandma used to have this house. She can't do it no more. She was great at that, right? So I was talking about entertainers, but it exists on every level, right? I knew some women that would kick you out. By the time you come back, literally, you could put all the food on the floor and just off the floor. And as they move further in their human experience, they just can't do it like that no more. Like she vacuumed, she missed a spot. She ain't used to do that before. She reached her creativity in terms of being a housewife. Reaches creativity. Now you come down, right? So the spirit represents itself in all ways, in warfare, in love, in athletics, in earning, whatever. Jeff Bezos is richer than Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is sustaining himself, but he's probably not going to make a move that allows him to catch up with Jeff Bezos, because Warren Buffett is not really big on technology. That's his words, right? He caught up. Amazon surpassed Walmart. We grew up with Walmart. What do? Kmart, all that shit. Tiffany's, Kroger. Amazon went past them. That's potential. That's the possibility. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. Mark Zuckerberg is my age. He's a billionaire. In how long? Right? 100 years ago, wealth wasn't generated that fast. Potential. He passed Cornelius Vanderbilt. He passed Rockefeller. He passed Carnegie. He passed DuPont. He's my age. Right? That's how the game goes. You know what I'm saying? Will Jeff Bezos burn out? We all burn out. I don't think we should look at the burnout as a bad thing. I think we should look at, like, you know what? I don't know how long I have. Let me activate my shit. I don't think we should look at it a burnout. We all burn out. Period. You reach your maximum and then you drop. So what I would encourage is reach your maximum. Fuck it. Reach your maximum. Because the thing about with spirit, it'll allow you go both ways. It'll allow you to meet your maximum in unproductivity. It's some crackheads in my hood, phenomenal at getting that. If you put me in their environment, I'm done. Right? There's my auntie, Doris. She's been on crack since the 80s. Where it's part of her diet. And if she would stop, she would die. Right? She is totally locked in over there on that other side. See, spirit allows you to go any way you want, because spirit is about expression. So get good and bad out of your head. It don't matter what you do, whether you're the greatest porn star, you're the greatest goddamn pole dancer. It does not matter what you do. Spirit has to express itself through your individual human design. So if you a bum, spirit needs you to be the best bum, or it's going to die. You're going to die. If you're a crackhead, spirit needs you to be the best crackhead, or you're going to die. If you're an earner, spirit needs you to earn, or you're going to die. If what's in you, because potential is what? That which is possible. Okay? So each one of us has a potential. Okay? And spirit spirit inside of us needs to express itself at the highest levels in our being of what is possible. Okay? Some of us are artists, some of us are photographers, some of us ain't shit. It does not matter. As long as you express yourself. I'll give you a good example. Hitler, Mussolini, Attila the Hun. They killed a lot of people. They had spirit in them. Now, it's not my place to say what's right and wrong on someone's human journey. And it sucks if I'm on the receiving end, of course. But man, in terms of doing that, that's the highest level. Has it been one since? No, it has not. Right? Say what you want. Donald Trump is living his human potential at the highest level. The thing about it is, Donald Trump was a billionaire. He became the president. Okay? He took it as far as he could in terms of real estate, then went to another jump. Now, Donald Trump also studied. Now, this helps with spirit, thinking, right? Thought activates the spirit very, very, very quickly instead of the spirit trying to activate you. So if you remember Ghostbusters 2, Ghostbusters 2 had this slimy stuff, right? And it needed words to activate it, right? So think of that pink slime in Ghostbusters 2 as spirit. Now, you need to activate it. Donald Trump studied a dude named Norman Vincent Peale. Norman Vincent Peale. And Norman Vincent Peale wrote back then The Art of Positive Thinking. Why is that important? Because no matter what situation Donald Trump is in, he's always thinking positive. Whether you like him or not, pay attention to what spirit inside of him is doing. $3 billion in debt? Everything's going to be all right. Mr. President, the country's in shambles. Everything's going to be all right. You're losing in the polls. No, I'm not. No matter what you say, Donald Trump is always good. They drag the man on the media. Right? Rappers talking crazy about him. Right? They take pictures of him and his lady not holding hands. That comes from the art of positive thinking, where he is psychotic in terms of winning. In his mind, he's never losing. He's never out. There is no situation that he cannot get himself out of. That's that human potential. See, that allows spirit to keep expanding. He's not sitting down talking about, I can't pay my rent. Once it's will, you push yourself to figure that out, spirit expands. That's how it goes. No matter what's going on with you, you have to keep it pushing and whatever. Spirit expands. The moment where you don't grow anymore, dealing with what? Potentiality. Spirit leaves you. That's a great example. Him right there. He was a billionaire. Oh, well, there's nothing else he can do. Bullshit. He's a president. Right? Now he got more spirit because when his term is up, he can go back to being real estate and do it even bigger. That's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So for you, for me, you want to get this thing going right here, right? And you want to reach your maximum or you're going to die. All right? So that's why nations, races, and people rise and fall. And one group on the bottom managed to get on top of another group because those group of people took as further as they could. Now we'll see what happens with computers, because man, the being, on a physical level, we weren't as far as we can. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. So think about that. My name is Ken Brisbon, Ken Billions. That's my potential. So I'm trying to get there. I'm wearing it. You feel me? That's my human potential. So that spirit in me, let's go do this right here. And then when I touch them bands, I could die. It's all good, right? So, I got love on my face. There's potential for that, right? I want to be loved the most, and when I can't get no more love, I'm dead, right? All this land to travel. When I travel all the land, then I could die. When I reach my maximum, then I can go. But I will not die from spirit leaving me to go give someone else the game. right? So I'm gonna push this shit. I'm gonna come up with more topics. I'm gonna do that. But once I start repeating myself, not being creative anymore, leading people in the wrong direction, I'm not fulfilling my purpose. So I got to go. That's how spirit works. So you want to think about yourself and how it's moving through you, so you can go ahead and you can live forever. All right. So spirit, right? The rise and fall of people, races, and nations. Ken Brisbon, Ken Billions. Yo, you can get at me too. The game hotline, 888-565-8734. That's 888-565-8734. Let me lace you. Yo, you got to put something down and pick something up. Till next time.